here is that when we see crime, we see police, right? And we think that that is the immediate and only answer to reducing crime. And so America isn't a nation of punishment. So we think that if we punish more, then crime will be reduced, and that has just not been historically the facts. I know people don't like us to say that, but it's just basically what the truth is. But the reality is we've been arresting people. So that's not, what the deficit is. There's been, I just told you, one of these guys was arrested 21 times, right? So the impact is there. Is how do you sustain the impact, and how does it continue over a long period of time? So we could drive the numbers to 80 to 60 and say we just had a great year. In Chicago, they'll go from 600 to 400 and say they had a great year, right? And we'll be comfortable with that. But we can't be comfortable with that. We have to have a deeper impact, which means that it's an economic impact we have to have in terms of creating jobs. And so we work hard with the Deputy Mayor for Full Employment to try to find jobs and training, to work with the universities to give people training around these jobs, right? So we have to work hard with early childhood to make sure kids are in structured learning environments at an early age. We have to deal with all the out of school time, all these kids that are out of school on the Saturdays, on the weekends. We have to pledge to hire at least 1,000 more kids in the summertime. We're making that pledge, and some of the universities and businesses are stepping up to the plate to help us do that, right? So we have to make a pledge to deal with the 4,000 kids that are not in school. There's an average of 4,000 kids that are not in school. We have these school debates about the dropout rate, but nobody wants to fight over the kids that dropped out. They just want to fight over the kids that are already in school, right? Dr. Johnson said this morning, that was telling for me at the University Hospital, said that, the research says that a kid in a school, even if he's failing, in a school is less likely to commit violence if he is connected to a structured environment, even if he's not learning, right? So, and I'm not advocating that we put people in places where they're not learning, right? So I don't want you to write that. Sorry.
That's right.
What I'm saying is that there are thousands of kids in these streets who are not connected to any structural institution that have to be connected, right? And that 4,000 we're talking about are the ones that are involved in this myriad of violence.
That's right.
And the last comment on that is that we need the people of Newark to be involved in it. We'll sit home on Twitter and talk all day long, and we post everything about the Eagles game or the Cowboys game and the Giants game. People getting killed next door. I spoke to a guy on Twitter. He said, I take care of my family. I'm doing my part. That's not enough.
That's not enough.
And you know why that's not enough? Because your kid plays with the kid next door. Right? So there are people in my family. They might have went to college. They come home for the summertime. They hang around with kids who didn't go to college because they're their friends. They may be victimized hanging out. How many people have that story of kids who went to college, who come home and hung out with kids who were their friends who didn't get to go to college, and they become a victim because they're involved in a situation where there's other things going on in the neighborhood that they didn't know anything about. So it's important for us to do more than just tweet about the football game and argue with each other about what the police are doing. So what do we need, right? So we need some of these people to have programs in some of these projects. We need after school programs. We need mentors. These guys will come in and be mentors to these kids. Go into the school system, grab a couple of those kids, talk to them. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Create programming for them, I mean, it's not enough to sit home and tell your kids, don't hang with this one, do this, do that. You have to engage the community. And we're trying to get people in Newark to do that. There's no way in God's name that we can govern this city from the throne of City Hall. Right? So,
all right.
Everybody in this audience gets angry about the violence in the city, but angry enough to do something about it and not just fuss with each other on social media.
Burke9.com.